Guns, the weapon in most murders in the United States.
Illegal guns drive violence.
You need to stop.
But gun rights supporters say it actually helps in self-defense.
Second Amendment, gives us the right to carry arms.
The nation is greatly divided in attitudes towards the weapon.
They will take my guns and my right to protect myself from my cold, dead hands.
The number of guns in public hands is astonishing, making it one of the most serious social threats in the United States.
We definitely have a use of guns problem. We have somewhere around one gun for every U.S. citizen, somewhere around 300 million guns in America.
Hosko was in charge of the FBI Criminal Investigative Division.
Guns in the wrong hands make us less safe. It makes you and I more likely to be robbed, shot. It makes it easier for us to commit suicide if that's our intent.
According to data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 33,000 U.S. citizens were shot dead in 2013. Among them, 30% murdered and 60% committed suicide. The Brady Campaign is the biggest U.S. nonprofit organization to advocate for gun control. It says from 2009 to 2013, every year nearly 110,000 people were shot. Among them, more than 17,000 were under the age of 19. 2,700 of them died.
Then a teacher pulled me into her classroom.
There were 18 children that were pronounced dead at the school.
The Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in 2012 left 20 children aged between 6 and 7 years old, as well as 6 adult staff members dead. The tragedy triggered mass debate on gun rights throughout the country. However, the mass shootings didn't stop there, which polarized society even more.
Somebody bothers them, all of a sudden you go pull out your gun. Come on, why not talk to me? If I did something to you, you need to have a conversation with me, not pull a gun out.
It's harder to vote in our country than it is to get a gun. That's disturbing to me.
Kristen Goss is a professor at Duke University, and she's also the co-author of the book, The Gun Debate.
Some people are saying that this country has reached a tipping point. What is the tipping point that they are talking about?
I think that when people talk about a tipping point, they're talking about the fact that there has been sort of one mass shooting after the other, each one seemingly more shocking than the last. And what's really happening around those mass shootings is that a lot of people who were affected, whether they're family members or survivors of the victims, are really coming together and are putting a lot more pressure on politicians to enact policy changes.
Anybody in the business of selling firearms must get a license and conduct background checks or be subject to criminal prosecutions.
Though Democrats like President Barack Obama say 90% of Americans want stricter background checks on buying and selling guns, Republicans have generally put up strong opposition.
There isn't a loophole. This is a distraction. The president clearly does not respect the Second Amendment rights for law-abiding Americans.
According to the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, from 2003 to 2013, the domestic production of guns grew steadily. In 2013 alone, it was more than 10 million. Gun shops are the readily available legal route to obtain a firearm. In 2012, there were more than 50,000 gun retail stores. That's more than all Subway, McDonald's, and Starbucks branches combined. Many Americans can find one within a 10-minute drive of their homes. Here's a regular gun shop in Virginia.
We'll give you all the fundamentals on how to learn how to shoot a firearm safely, proficiently.
Mark, the shopping assistant, is always occupied with customers.
What kind of guns do you sell here?
A lot of handguns, rifles, shotguns, primarily indoor type shooting firearms, not a lot of long range stuff. We can't order guns that we don't have on the shelves, so if someone wants something specifically and it's available, we can order it for them.
What kind of guns do they come and buy? Handguns or
recreational sporting guns like handguns to just tactical rifles for competitive shooting. A lot of 2-gun, 3-gun matches in the area. Some hunting rifles, those are obviously more seasonal. But generally, the handguns are our best-selling gun because it's indoor or outdoor shooting.
Mm-hmm. What do you think those people come to buy guns for?
Some people come in here for recreational shooting, sport shooting and stuff. Some people come in here for home protection. We kind of get everybody into the mindset of enjoying the shooting sport. Coming here for safety, learning how to properly handle guns safely, and enjoy the shooting sport with your family and friends. And from that kind of training and shooting, you can develop home defense skills.
U.S. law requires buyers to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. Gun shops must also run checks on the customer.
What is the background check specifically about?
I don't know what the computer enrichment does specifically. It has nothing to do. I don't think it has anything to do with your credit report. It's more your criminal background. I don't know. I put the information in there. I hit enter. I wait 20 seconds. I look at it. If it's approved, they're good to go.
If the background check fails?
If they are denied, then they have the right to inquire with the state police as to why they were denied. If they were denied for something that they did in their past and didn't divulge it up front, then yeah, then they don't. Obviously, the firearm will not be released to them at all. But they have the right to inquire as to why they were delayed or denied.
How often does that happen?
I've had maybe 1 out of 100, maybe.
Indoor shooting ranges attract many, including veterans.
One of the concerns is that people who own guns don't know how to use them. They don't know how to use them properly, don't know how to use them safely. So by coming out here and practicing frequently, you get familiar with the gun, you know how to take care of it, to clean it, to use it safely. So yeah, it could be used for self-defense if necessary, but hopefully that won't happen.
Have you guys ever used a gun in home defense?
No, never.
No.
Never. No. Never had any situation that was even close.
There are millions of people that have guns, and it's a very small, tiny fraction that, abuse those guns in anger or in defense.
Are you guys member of the NRA?
I am.
I was, but I'm not now.
I think it's a good organization. I think they're promoting the rights under the Second Amendment. They have some nice magazines. They have some good programs. They do a lot of shooting safety programs. They do a lot of good things with guns in this country as well.